Good morning, everyone. Happy So What Day. This is a special Friday edition of So What. The reason for that is because on Tuesday, on our regular So What days, we were busy launching our brand new website. How many of you have checked out Sulky.com? It is a brand new experience and it looks so fresh and new. It's been a long time coming. For any of you out there who have ever, built a website or updated a website, you know the time and energy it goes into creating and basically remaking something like this. So we're very, very excited about it, and we can't wait for you to have a brand new experience at sulky.com. So if you haven't checked it out yet, head on over there after the So What today and check it out, because there's lots of new features and different ways to shop, and you can kind of customize your own experience and shop by fiber, shop by the way you like to sew, whether you're a quilter, sewer, hand embroiderer. So there's lots of new things to check out over at sulky.com. So today, I'm going to be giving you a little bit of show and tell. I'm going to be talking about garment sewers and garment patterns. How many of you out there have sewn a garment or consider yourself a garment sewer? Back in the day, when we used to just have sort of the big four pattern companies, I found it very challenging to sew garments. There were a lot of fit issues that I had. And what's ironic about that is one of the reasons I wanted to sew garments is because I couldn't find things in the store that fit me the way that I wanted them to. So I thought by sewing my own clothes, I could achieve the great fitting garments that I wanted. But I really had challenges fitting a garment, finding the style that was right for my body. So I feel like garment sewing, it kind of requires a lot more research, a lot more tweaking of things, and, getting to that finished, completed garment seemed to take much longer than, let's say, sewing a bag, where you don't have to fit anything. You're just following the pattern, and you can have a lot greater success, I think, with a project like that. So I also find that beginner sewers, when they're starting out, they often want to start with a garment. And I try to steer them a different way when I'm teaching, especially kids or teenagers. A lot of the times they want to sew something that they can wear. So I will start off with an embellishment project or a remake of maybe a purchased or a thrifted item to kind of, build that confidence and then work towards a garment pattern. Also, patterns like pajama pants or a flowy skirt that has an elastic waist. These are great starter garment projects. So, if you haven't sewn a garment or it's been a long time since you've sewn a garment, I'm going to show you some of my favorite garment patterns that I think are good for beginners to an intermediate or advanced sewers. If you're normally a quilter, but maybe you want to try your hand at a garment, these are great patterns that don't have those fit issues, that are forgiving in that way. Now that there are lots of independent pattern makers out there, magazines that you can buy that have patterns included, lots more great knit fabrics you can buy that will help you get a more forgiving fit. I'm going to go over some of those things today. So be sure to put your questions and comments down below this video, and I'll be addressing those periodically during the So What today. And let's discuss some garments. I already see some questions coming in. Making room in your closet for 20 new dresses. I love it. And yes, making projects for kids, kid garments, like I mentioned, pajama pants, t-shirts. These are really fun and easy things. And kids don't have those fit issues that a lot of us do as adults. They don't have these curvy bodies usually that we have to consider when we're making those clothes. So we can choose simple patterns with straight lines, and those are a lot easier to sew as well. All right, Amy is a garment sewist. I love it. Sewist, sewer. I know there is debate about this. We can use the term sewer, sewist. I think that we got away from using the word sewer because when you're reading it, let's say in a blog post or a pattern, it looks like sewer. So I think that is why a lot of people have adopted this sewist term. Plus, it's gender neutral, right? So anyone of any gender can be a sewist. We don't have to be seamstresses anymore. Anyways, oh, Karen is just a garment sewer. Love that. All right. Okay, just making sure. Oh, we've got a question about the new website. Do we no longer log in to the other older sites? It's getting very confusing. I know. So we have two websites. One is our e-commerce site where you will be purchasing your thread, your kits, your stabilizers, all of that good stuff. Our other site is our education site. I'm going to be talking about that in just a moment. That is sewingonline.sulky.com. That's where you're going to find all of our education opportunities. So our webinars, our past webinars, our webcasts, our video casts, our special events, those are all at sewingonline.sulky.com. If you've registered for one of those events in the past, that is your login for the education site. At sulky.com, if you have made purchases in the past, you need a new login now because of our new website. And I promise you it's worth it because all of your past purchases will be logged under your new account. You can easily go in and look at your orders. You can do returns straight through there on the new site. You can write reviews. There's just so many great benefits to having a new account at sulky.com. If you need to look up your past orders, you will still have access to do that. Whoa, excuse me. However, now when you are creating a new order, let's say you make an order today and you're buying some stuff that I'm showing you on Sew What today, you will create a new account and it's not going to sync with your old account. You're basically starting over from scratch. But again, you will be able to look up any past orders that you have had. It's just from now on with this new experience, we're on a brand new platform, all of that good stuff. So you will need a new login. Now, you can use the same credentials that you used previously at sulky.com. It's just now you'll be on the new website. So hopefully that makes sense. You will need to kind of use those credentials to create a new account. I know it is confusing, but hopefully with this new experience, the confusion will be less and less, and you will have a much better experience than you did in the past. Okay, Cheryl says it's been many years since she's sewn a garment. So hopefully I can inspire you today to, dive into your fabric stash or look for some new great fabrics and wear something that you have made. All right. Lots of people getting back into sewing garments, so that's fantastic. Okay. First, I want to start out by saying, speaking of our education platform, which again is sewingonline.sulky.com, we are having a brand new summer sewing session, and this starts on Tuesday. It's not a live event, but on Tuesday, all of the lessons for the entire session will be available to you to watch at your leisure. There is a pattern for the DIY lounge wrap, and that is a PDF download. You will print it out and actually go through the steps during the session to draft your own pattern for the lounge wrap based solely on your measurements. So you are not having to print out a ton of pages, tile them together, cut out your size, hope that that is your size at the end of the day. You will be drafting this solely on your measurements. So say goodbye to fit issues with this pattern. This is a very forgiving pattern. It's a comfy lounge wrap, much like what I'm wearing today, except this is a purchased little sweater that has long sleeves. So I shouldn't say it's like what I'm wearing today. But anyway, it is a cozy, comfy wrap that you can dress up or down depending on the fabric that you choose. You can create this out of a knit or a woven fabric. I know, most patterns say they are either for a woven fabric or a knit fabric. Usually there's not a lot of wiggle room between the two. You either are going to have a lot of stretch or not. However, this pattern is so forgiving that you could use a drapey woven fabric like a lightweight knit or a cotton voile, or let's say like a cotton rayon spandex blend, or you can go with a knit. You can go with a double knit and have a little bit more heavier weight coverage taking you into the fall months. You could go with a t-shirt knit and have, a super casual lounge wrap. You can go with a terry cloth and make one for like a robe that you would use out of the shower or when you're getting ready in the morning. So I'm going to show you a bunch of different versions of this lounge wrap because I think it is such a great pattern for beginners and advanced sewers during the session, which is $14.99. With your $14.99, here's what you get. You get that pattern that I told you about that you're going to be drafting to fit your figure. So when you print this pattern out, it's not actually a pattern that you're going to cut out, tape together, and then use to cut your fabric pieces. The pattern is more like a guidebook, guiding you through how to take your measurements, where to plot them on your paper, and then diagrams of what that looks like while you're drafting your pattern. So it's a pattern without a pattern, if you know what I mean. Like I said, it's more like a guidebook that's going to serve as your instruction manual for drafting your pattern. Along with that, you get 5 video lessons. Meg Healy, who is the sort of sewing star behind Berta Style, she also has a website called Meg Says Sew, S-E-W, super cute. She is a wonderful instructor. She has done lots of video tutorials for Berta Style. She is going to show you how to draft the pattern in an entire video lesson, how to sew the pattern, customization options for your sleeve bands, for an optional belt loop if you want to cinch your lounge wrap a little bit closer, or if you're making it into a robe, you'll have belt loops and a belt to kind of cinch it in and hold it tight to your body. Let's see, there's also embellishment options. So you can add optional machine embroidery. She's going to show you just how easy it is to embroider either on knit or on a woven fabric so that you can personalize your lounge wrap. So there's lots of tutorials within the session. Along with the videos, you also get written instruction for each video, and there's additional information. So let's say one of the videos is about using a knit fabric for the construction. You will also get written instructions for tips for working with knit fabric, thread and needles to use, So if you go to do a different pattern using a knit, you can refer to those great instructions for all time, basically. So lots of information you will get during the session. You also get a free embroidery design. If you want to embellish your wrap, or if you want to use the design for a different project, it's kind of hard to see here, and I'll show you a different picture of it, but the design is called Floral Wreath. And it's a little design that fits in a 4x4 hoop, and it's a wreath of flowers. And Meg used it on this wrap version that I'm showing you right now on the shoulder area. And she put a monogram in the center of the wreath. So really cute idea. Pattern is included. Embroidery design is included. So right there, you're just about at your $14 mark. So if you were buying the pattern and the design separately, there's your 14 bucks. Well, guess what? You're also getting all of the great instruction as well as those videos and all kinds of stuff. We also have a lounge wrap community. The community is kind of like a Facebook page where you can go in and interact with other people who are also taking the session. You can ask questions to us directly. I am in the community all the time, monitoring it and answering everyone's questions, posting pictures, because I'm going to make my own lounge wrap as well. So on Tuesday, when all the content is available to watch and read, I will be working my way through my lounge wrap so that we can all help each other and see how we're all doing in that community. So really great opportunity for a best-in-class virtual education experience. If you've never taken a virtual sewing class before, this is where it's at. You can take it at your leisure. You do not have to go in on Tuesday and watch it live. You can watch video 1, and then it will save your progress. So the next time you want to go in and do your next lesson, you can pick up right where you left off. So the whole idea behind the summer sewing sessions is that we've made it very easy for you to schedule your sewing time in and around all of your other summer activities. So really cool opportunity. I'll stop talking about it now and show you kind of the gallery of different kinds of wraps that you can make. And I see some questions coming in. So I want to address some of those too. Oh, lots of people just saying hello. So that's good. All right. Oh, I also wanted to mention that with garment sewing, I like to use 2 different types of thread for the most part. And, you know, I do a lot of garment sewing on my serger. I love it when I can make an entire garment solely with the serger, and then maybe I just do some hemming on my machine, or I can switch my serger to a cover stitch, which you need to check with your serger and see if that's an option for you. Most of the time, a cover stitch is a totally separate machine, but there are some fancy-dancy versions out there where you can do some modifications and switch to a cover stitch. So for hemming, I might just go back over to my standard sewing machine. It's important to note during the sewing session, we will be showing you all the demos on a regular sewing machine. So if you don't have a serger, don't worry about it. You're going to see the videos all done on a sewing machine, whether you're working with a knit or a woven fabric. So that's really exciting. So I like to use Polydeco thread for a lot of my garment sewing. Polydeco is a 40 weight thread, so it's a little bit heavier weight than what you might tend to use for garment sewing. I like it because I can do all my construction seams and they're very, very strong, as well as top stitching and hems. And then I have that nice, perfect sheen and nice color that matches my fabric. So I like to use Polydeco for that reason. Sometimes I will also use the 50 weight cotton thread by Sulky. This is a long staple cotton thread, so it's also very strong, little bit lighter weight. I love to use this in my serger. It makes nice, strong seams. So those are a couple of different options for threads for garment sewing. Also, I like to use Soft and Sheer Extra when I need a little bit of interfacing. Soft and Sheer Extra is a fusible, lightweight stabilizer. It kind of looks like a woven fabric, but it's really just kind of a compressed material, and it's fusible, so it will stay with your garment over time. If you need a little bit of interfacing for a collar or a button placket, or even like a sleeve cuff, Soft and Sheer Extra is a really great choice for that. Also, it's great if you want to also do additional embellishments on your garment. Soft and Sheer Extra will work great with a woven fabric, but also a knit fabric. Let's say you're adding embroidery to a pocket on a knit t-shirt. Soft and Sheer Extra, a little bit fused behind that pocket, and you want to make sure that your piece is the same size as your pocket. Leave it there for the duration of the construction. It will make your pocket stand up nice and not sag forward over time. You know those pockets I'm talking about on your ready-made t-shirts. It will be nice and crisp. It will last through washings and wearings, and it's just the best. Okay, so with our sewing session, we're also offering a kit. Notice that this kit does not include the fabric. We want you to be able to choose the fabric that you want because, like I said, you can make this out of a knit, out of a woven. You can choose a super drapey knit or a more stable knit. You can use a solid fabric or a print. So we didn't really feel that we could choose that print for you, right? Everybody has different tastes, all that good stuff. So when you register for the sewing session, you also get a 20% off coupon at So English Fabrics that you can use for a one-time fabric purchase. That is a wonderful deal, 20% off. So English has really great garment fabrics, very buttery drapey knits, and that's what Meg sewed all of the samples in that I'm about to show you. So you can use your coupon code, which you will get once you register for the session, to purchase your fabric. And then this is the supplementary kit that you get at sulky.com. And this is available for only $24.99. It's a little more than $10 off retail for this great bundle. So you will get some sticky Fabrisolvi, which is another great stabilizer if you are a garment sewer. Sticky Fabrisolvi completely washes away once you have made your garment. So you can use it to stabilize hems and, shoulder seams and sleeve hems, necklines. If you're using a really stretchy fabric, you can stick the Fabrisolvi to your stretchy fabric, sew all of your seams without them stretching, pulling out of shape, twisting, turning, all of those things that knit fabrics have a tendency to do while we're sewing them. You can apply this first in strips along all of those seams, and then after your garment is complete, throw it in the wash. The sticky Fabrisolvi washes away, and there you have your perfectly sewn garment. This stuff works great for knits, but also for wovens. If you're using, let's say, a cotton voile, those can be a little bit slippery when you put them right sides together and you go to sew. You can get to your armhole seams, let's say, and they're just slightly off after you have finished sewing that armhole, even if you've pinned. So a little strip of Fabrisolvi around that seam or even on your side seams, and you are going to have a lot better success while you are sewing. So we've included a pack of sticky Fabrisolvi. You can use for, again, either knits or wovens. You'll also get a 6-pack of the 50-weight cotton thread in all these great neutral colors. So you can choose a color that best matches the fabric that you choose. you will also get this wonderful friction pen. I don't know how many of you like the friction pens out there, but they are heat removable marking pens. So you can make all of your marks for matching up your seams on your pattern pieces directly onto your fabric, sew it up, and then when you do your final press, once you have sewn your seams, the marker vanishes with heat. So it's a really awesome marker. You can also use it to draft your pattern onto your paper because the marker also works on paper. So you can draft your entire pattern using that, cut out your pattern pieces, make sure to save them and label them because you will be using this pattern over and over and over again to create multiple different looks, and you're just going to get so much mileage out of this pattern. Also included are 2 packs of organ needles. One pack is a jersey assortment. You will use those needles for when you're making your woven versions. And then another pack is, I believe it's Microtex needles. Those needles are really sharp needles, great for lighter weight cotton fabrics. So you'll have a pack of needles for your woven versions of the pattern and a pack of needles for your knit versions of the pattern. And again, all of this stuff bundled together, only $24.99 for this kit. So it's a great deal for, honestly, any type of garment sewing. Even if you're not making the lounge wrap, which I know you're going to want to, but even if you're not, you could grab up this kit to have these things on hand for when you are making your garments. All right, so let's get to pictures of this beautiful lounge wrap. Then I'm going to do my show and tell and show you some of my other favorite patterns. So this is a French terry fabric. It's a very, let me just equate it to, for those of you who don't know French terry, it's kind of a luxurious toweling fabric with much smaller, tighter loops than, let's say, a terry cloth towel. So Meg has really dressed this up. She's wearing it with heels. She looks like she's going out. She also made a tube dress to go underneath it. I just think this is so cool because it really shows you how you can take this and lounge in it or go out in it. You can make it longer or shorter, depending on your preference. You can add this little belt or you could do without it. So lots of different customization options. You can see it has a band that goes all the way around and down the front. You could use a contrasting fabric for that band just to give it a little more kind of personality as well. So this is that French terry version. And again, this fabric is from So English. So you could use your 20% off coupon and grab this fabric if you love it. Here's a little bit closer image of Meg wearing the lounge wrap, and you can see there's little buttonholes and this great little tie that kind of cinches it in if you like that look. Susan says, looks like it might make a good swimsuit cover-up. Definitely. What a great idea. All right, let me show you this version. So this is, I'm trying to think of the fabric that this is. I think this is more of like a waffle knit fabric. So it's a little bit heavier weight than, let's say, a t-shirt knit or I believe they're called micro viscose cotton. That's that really buttery t-shirt fabric. When you're buying, a $50 t-shirt off the rack, that's that really buttery fabric. It's called MVC. They have that at So English as well, but this is a waffle knit. So a little bit heavier weight than that, but still very, very drapey, as you can see. So this version has that machine embroidery on it, that wreath design that we're giving away for free for people who purchase the session. And just super cute, really easy, easy to wear, easy to look at, easy to make, my kind of garment. And here is a version made out of a linen fabric. This is a lightweight linen, And it's a striped fabric. It's a little bit hard to see because of the light. And she's also wearing this matching kind of jumper romper type outfit underneath. She also gives you tips for creating some matching things to go with your lounge wrap. And this is one of them. There's a free pattern link for this romper within the session as well. So another bonus. And she's embroidered on the pocket of the romper and then embroidered along the back of this linen version. So she chose a striped linen fabric for this. And that band I was talking about, she cut it on the opposite grain. So the band is going horizontally, and the rest of the garment, the stripes are going vertically. So just another like design option that seems so simple, but a lot of the times we don't think of those things. And that really gives professional polish to your finished garment. Here's the back of that linen version, showing another one of these great embroideries. And this embroidery collection that Meg uses for a lot of the samples during the session is a brand new product at sulky.com. It's called Floral Foraging. And with purchase of 6 threads, which they are all that poly deco thread, which is perfect for garment embellishment, with purchase of that thread collection, you get 6 embroidery designs, and this is one of them. This is called Succulent Saplings. So it's cactuses and little succulents, and it's a large scale design, so it really works perfectly on the back of your lounge wrap or the back of a jean jacket. It would look really cool. You can also make the design a little bit smaller, and it would be great on a pillow. So lots of different mileage you can get out of that design collection. And again, that's called Floral Foraging Thread Palette. And it's at sulky.com. So you'll get those 6 beautiful colors of thread that coordinate with the designs, and then links for the design downloads as well. And then this is that really buttery knit I was talking about, and really simple, flowy, comfortable lounge wrap. You could wear this kind of like Meg has it styled here, just with a simple white t-shirt, or you could put it over a little black dress and go out in it. So I really love the versatility of this garment pattern. When I am choosing a pattern, I want to get the most out of it. I want to know that I'm going to make it probably at least 2 or 3 different ways, 2 or 3 different times. Once I have perfected it to my body, and when you're drafting something from scratch, it's already perfect to your body. So you're kind of cutting out that whole process. But now I'm going to show you some of my other favorite garment patterns. And I meant to link to them in the description of this post, and I believe I forgot. So once our live feed is over, I will go and edit the post and add all of the links to these patterns that I'm about to show you. But first and foremost, this pattern, again, comes with purchase of that sewing session. So not only will you get the pattern, you also get that embroidery design, all the videos, everything I discussed. But if you just want to buy the pattern and you're not interested in the sewing session, you don't want the embroidery design, you don't care about the videos, you can just buy the pattern as well. And the pattern will take you through those drafting steps. If you need a little bit more hands-on instruction, videos showing you that whole process, I highly suggest just buy the session. It's $5 off until Tuesday. So you'll get it for that $14.99 price. If you wait until after Tuesday to purchase the session, it goes up to $19.99. So really important to grab up the session before the price increases, and just get your pattern and your embroidery design included in that price. All right, I'm going to start with this pattern. This is from Made by Rae, R-A-E, madebyrae.com. This pattern comes in a shirt variety or this dress variety. So it's a double duty pattern. Absolutely love that. I could make this a shirt. I could make this with different fabric into a dress. And there I have my 2 makes from 1 pattern purchase. What I also like about this pattern is I made it out of a quilting cotton. A lot of the times, you know, quilting cottons just don't have enough drape to them. They're just a little bit stiff for a garment. But the way this garment is constructed with the pleating along the bust line, which is only about, I want to say maybe 4 inches on either side, that gives it the drape that you need for a flattering fit. But then you also have structure to it with the weight of the fabric. So your pockets, yes, it has pockets on either side, are nicely supported. You have that nice sleeve shape. So really love it. This is the version that I made. It's a Free Spirit fabric from forever ago. So if you love the fabric, I am sorry, but you may not be able to find it anymore. This is a staple in my closet. I'm still wearing it. I think I made it when my son was first born. I know. And he just turned 10. Okay. So glad it still fits. Let's just say that. This is the version that I made. And again, it has this great pleating detail under the empire waist. And it has sheared elastic along the back. So you get some elastic thread. Have you all heard of elastic thread? No, we don't have it at sulky.com, unfortunately, but elastic thread, you simply sew lines using the elastic thread and it gathers your fabric up. Isn't that amazing? I know. And I know it's black thread. It was the only elastic thread I could find. It's not super readily available. So if you can't find it, you can use strips of elastic and sew down the center of them and you'll get that same kind of look. Okay. So I did mention it was only about 4 inches, but the whole back is sheared. So that's what gives it that nice shape. And then the front is relatively flat except for these pleats. So you don't have all this gathering right around your midsection that makes you look 10 pounds heavier. So that is what I really love, love, love about this pattern. And I sewed it entirely using the Sulky 50 weight cotton thread. And again, this is like 10 years old and it still holds up. I have no frayed seams. I sewed it all on a regular sewing machine. So my edges of my facing are all zigzagged instead of serged, but you could also just use a serger and get, you know, a similar result. So one of my go-to patterns made by Ray, absolutely love it. This picture was taken from her website and another great fabric choice. Okay, pants. Now, I will admit it took me a long time to commit to sewing a pair of pants because of those fit issues that I am like so frightened of. I bought some denim, I want to say 3 or 4 years ago, and I was committed to making a pair of jeans. I know, with rivets and the zipper and the fly front and all of it. I was gonna go all in. I still look at that denim almost every time I'm in my sewing room, and I just cannot bring myself to cut it out. Eventually, I'm gonna get there. But for now, I have found a few pant patterns that have this forgiving fit that I keep talking about. This is a great looking pair of pants. Little bit of a tapered leg, pockets. The whole top is a drawstring waist, but you would never guess it. You know, it doesn't look like a casual pant because of the fabric choice. And these deep pockets are so great. There's actually a pleat inside of the pocket. The front of the pants is relatively flat. So another forgiving forgiving fit. And there's elastic in the waistband as well as the drawstring detail. So, and yes, a lot of you saying pants are a challenge. I agree. I'm telling you, like, I've made dresses and skirts and tank tops and t-shirts and, you know, mostly knit items because, again, stretch is our friend. So when I said, I'm going to make some pants, I'm going to see if I can do it, I went with flowy fabrics, patterns without, you know, zippers and buttons. So elastic, drawstring. I'll show you another really unique take on this in a moment. So this is my version. I used a rayon fabric. This is a cotton and steel rayon. And again, it's from quite a few years ago. But if you have a favorite fabric company, they have a lot of these new garment substrates. Art Gallery Fabrics has a great rayon substrate that is so, just feels so nice against your skin. So I used a rayon fabric for this, and this is my version. So it's got those really nice pockets in the front. And normally I'm not a pleated pant person because, again, I don't want to add fullness to the front of my body. Do any of us want that? I don't know, maybe, but I personally do not. So seeing the pleats along the front kind of, you know, turned me off on this pattern. But then I realized if I went with a really drapey rayon fabric, those pleats would just kind of melt into the rest of the garment and they won't poof out like they would if you were using a heavier weight cotton fabric or a linen even. Sometimes linen fabrics are a little bit heavier weight and they just don't drape as nicely. Someone is asking, what do I mean by substrate? So that just means sort of like type of fabric, a substrate. So substrate can be cotton, linen, voile, knit. So that's what I mean by substrate. All right, so another great pair of pants. Again, this tapers at the leg, but you could also make your leg a little bit wider if you want that flexibility. And again, pants are super customizable. You can cut this off and make it a capri pant. You could make it a little bit longer. So it's really up to you. And I'll show you this, the front of the pattern here. I have a little close-up of that. There we go. Oh, and I see this is not the True Bias Emerson crop pant quite yet. This is the, hold on, I don't want to say it wrong. Let me pull it up. Hold, please. I want to make sure I say the right thing. In the meantime, you can check out the front of this and where those pleats are. Your third pleat is actually hidden inside of that pocket. So this is the Alexandria Peg Trouser, and it's by Named Clothing. So that is this pattern. And you can see that really great waistband that has the elastic in it, and then that great little drawstring detail that goes on top of the elastic. And just a couple of seams along your elastic gives it, you know, more of a ready-made or ready-to-wear sort of look to it. You can see those two stitching lines going around the elastic waist, and that also gives you kind of a casing for your drawstring to fit between so it doesn't get lost along that elastic. So really great detail there. And oh my gosh, this is me wearing the pants. Back in my So News magazine days, we did a pant challenge and we all picked a pant pattern, and this was the one I chose. So that's me with really short hair wearing the actual pants. So I wanted to show you what the pants look like on a model and now what they look like on a real person. So you could see those great pockets and the little bit of a tapered leg. I'm not normally a tapered leg person. unless I'm wearing like sweats, that type of thing. But this just really works, and I think it's great for lots of figures. Okay, so the Emerson crop pant is this one by True Bias. True Bias has a lot of great, what I consider like real people patterns. You know, not patterns that are drafted for a model's figure and then drafted out for different sizes from there. A lot of like the big four pattern companies, that's the way they do it. They draft a pattern for like a size 2, and then they just go up from that to get all their different sizes. Well, that's why we have so many fit issues, because usually a size 2 is pretty straight, right? So that's a lot of, I find, you know, problematic with garment patterns. Now, you know, over the past couple of years, they have really upped their games, these big 4 or big 3 or big 2 or whatever they are now. Because there's so much more competition with these independent pattern makers really, you know, catering to real people's bodies. These are my absolute favorite pants that I've ever made. This looks good in a heavier weight linen, in a lightweight rayon, in a cotton voile. You can wear these as a crop pant, as a short, as a longer pant. They're flowy, they're drapey, they're flattering, they have pockets. And again, no zippers, no buttons, flat front on the waist and gathered in the back. I know. So again, this is the True Bias Emerson crop pant, how it looks on a model. And then I'll show you it a little bit longer. I really like this length of the pant too. Shows off a great pair of shoes really well. I have made this pant in I think a Robert Kaufman linen, and it was a little too stiff for me. The pant leg kind of bells out a little bit, so if you are using something really drapey, they flow really nicely when you walk, and it looks great. When you use a more structured fabric for that, they just kind of keep that bell shape. And while that can be cool for, you know, some people and some outfits, I really preferred the look when I used a rayon fabric. So here is my version, and I used a cotton and steel rayon. And here's my version of the pant. Super flowy, super drapey. These are a great summer pant. Or if you're lucky enough to take a cruise or go traveling, these, I mean, there's virtually no wrinkles in this fabric as well. So I can ball this up in my suitcase and still end up looking great when I arrive at my destination. So great pockets. There's 2 tiny little pleats in the front to give you that shaping for the drape in the leg. The back is the elastic waist, and it ends along the front of your pocket seam. So the front has no elastic in it at all. It lies nice and straight and flat against your belly, and then you have that drapey elastic along the back, which gives you that really comfortable fit. And you can make it in a little bit larger size. If you're between sizes, always size up. But you can make it in an even a little bit larger size and cinch your elastic a little bit more and have even drapier, flowier pants. So this pant honestly looks good on so many figures. If you've never tried making a pair of pants before, I would start with the True Bias Emerson pant. You will not be disappointed. And I know I did not match my seams along my center, but I don't care because I absolutely love them. And if you buy a pair of pants at Target, your seam probably doesn't match up anyway. Okay. All right, let's see. What have I saved for last here, or for my last sort of, let's see. Oh, that's something else. Okay. All right, Linda wants a webinar on properly fitting pants. What a great idea. Thank you. All right. The last garment I wanted to show off in my little show and tell today is a dress. This dress is from sewdaily.com, and it is called the Kimono sleeve dress. And it is a very loose fitting dress. It has a great little V-neck detail, and it has these flowy, what they call a kimono sleeve. So in the right fabric, and again, this is a rayon fabric, in the right fabric, it flows and drapes across your arm really, really nicely. I think this would look great with the DIY lounge wrap wrapped around it. It also comes with a tie, so you can cinch it in different areas. If you want an empire waist, you can cinch it up higher. If you want to cinch it around your natural waistline, you can do that. You can also go around your hips and kind of blouse it up a little bit and have more of like a boho look to your dress. And this is about, I think it's called T-length when it's just past your knee. Correct me if I'm wrong. But this is in a T-length. But just like anything else you make, you can make it a shorter dress, knee length, T-length, or you can go to the floor with it. So lots of different ways to customize. Again, comes with this tie that allows you some different looks as well. So another challenging thing when you're making garments is fabric shopping, right? We look at these great, great prints and we know they're going to look really beautiful on a quilt, but can and should we be wearing it on our body? That's why I like that some of these great fabric companies like Cotton and Steel, like Art Gallery, have come out with these rayon substrates so that when you see that beautiful quilting cotton fabric, you can also get it in a rayon or get a coordinating print that maybe isn't as busy in that rayon substrate. So be on the lookout for those because that's a great fabric to use for these flowy, free, forgiving patterns that I showcased today. Again, I highly suggest you also check out So English Fabrics. Their fabrics are really for garment sewers. You're going to find those French terries, the waffle knits, the MVC fabrics, and some rayon blends as well. So check out those resources when you are deciding on your garment fabrics. Again, for those of you joining late, we started off by talking about our DIY lounge wrap. This is our summer sewing session that starts on Tuesday, and it's a on-demand format. So after Tuesday, you can log in and watch at any time. You don't have to be available for anything live. You don't have to even log in on Tuesday. All you have to do is register before then to get $5 off of the session. You will get your pattern. You will get a free embroidery design. You will get videos, supplementary materials, all kinds of good things for that registration fee. Not to mention, Meg Healy, Sewing Superstar, will take you through the process of drafting and sewing the DIY lounge wrap. So all of these items, I mentioned that those pants are really great for traveling. Actually, all of these garments are because of what they're made of and how easy they are to wear. We don't technically want to be like on a long car trip wearing our jeans and our tailored jacket. We want to be comfortable. So the lounge wrap, super comfy. These pants with, the elastic waist options, super comfortable to wear. This dress that you could wear, over the top of a swimsuit or out to dinner, depending on how you style it, dual duty garments, things that can go from day to night, all those things make really great travel garments. And, as the world opens up, hopefully we're on a trajectory to everything, opening safely and things of that nature. I know people are starting to travel again and all that good stuff. So I am happy to report that next year we will be doing another tour with Craft Tours. Craft Tours is a company that does all of these great travel packages with crafters in mind. So you can sign up for a travel package and travel with like-minded people who love to quilt, who love to sew, who love to embroider, who love to create. You will make so many new friends and see the sights and see the world at the same time. So I will be on this craft tour, and it's not until 2022. So if you are not, ready to get out there and go traveling yet because of what's going on in the world, completely understand. We are really hopeful that by 2022, we're all going to feel a lot better about how things are shaking out. It is everyone's personal preference, how soon and all of that, that they decide to do things. But we are hopeful that in 2022, this tour is really going to pique your interest. You can register for it now and, make payments across, the next year to make that cost easier to absorb. But it's really great for garment sewers and all types of sewers this trip. We are going to be doing Italy, seeing all the great fashion houses. We won't be going inside, but you'll be able to see them, much like this Versace window display. We will be going to a silk factory where you can see the artisans at work. It's really amazing. I was there right before Fashion Week a few years ago, and they were still working on garments that were going to be on the runway. It was an amazing sight to see. So you see these artists at work, in these just amazing locations that are breathtaking. So we'll be doing Italy. We will also be doing Germany, the home of, where Sulky thread is made. We will be seeing castles. We will be doing a tour of the Sulky dyeing facility so you can understand that process of how the thread is dyed. It's really, really fascinating stuff. We will be going through Austria as well, and you'll be seeing some of the locations from The Sound of Music, and it's just an amazing, amazing tour. So Italy, Austria, Germany. If there's any of you watching who went on our Germany craft tour a couple of years ago, give me a thumbs up because I know some of you watch our So What faithfully. And, I met some of the greatest people on that tour. We're all on everybody's Christmas list, and we're still on a group text that we had during our tour. And every so often we reach out to each other and say hello. And it's just, you can come alone if you, have wanted to travel, but you don't have a companion to go with you. Come alone and make friends, and I'll be your friend. Sit by me on the bus. You know what I'm saying? You'll have a fantastic time, and you can feel really safe with the Craft Tours guides there to help translate and teach us about the land and where we're going, and it's just a great opportunity. On our Italy tour, there's an option to take a boat ride on Lake Como. So that's exciting. I mean, I want to see George Clooney's house. I don't know about you. Is that weird? I don't know. I really just want to see this beautiful countryside. So I hope that you all want to come along. You can check out all the details on the link in the description of today's post. So you might have to hit that little see more button on the description of the live post here. And then you can scroll all the way down to the Craft Tours information and get the pricing and contact them if you're interested and want to make a deposit and work your way up until September 2022. So this would be just a really great dream trip, checking all the things off of your bucket list. And again, you get to be with people who like the same things that you do. That's so important, We'll be going to these great locations where we can buy fabric, and along with that silk tour, we get to go to an area of that silk tour where you can buy fabric yardage. So you can come back with your Italian silks and make your lounge wrap and, you know, have this commemorative garment that you've made using sulky threads and your great silk fabrics from your tour. And I mean, I just can't think of anything better than that. All right. One last thing for today, I wanted to give you all a heads up that our next free webcast, which is happening August 10th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, while you're at sewingonline.sulky.com signing up for the DIY Lounge Wrap, you can also register for our free webcast happening again August 10th at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. This is a live event. We will have door prizes. You will see this great project come together. Desiree Habicht of Desiree's Designs will be our special guest, and she will be guiding you through how to make this in the hoop mug rug that is really great for Halloween. Another great thing about this design is not only can you make a mug rug, but Desiree is going to give you all kinds of tips and how-tos and tricks for turning this mug rug design into other projects. Placemats, table runners, treat bags. So it's not just a mug rug, people. You can use it for lots of Halloween, home decor and gift ideas and things like that. So you'll get, with this kit, which it's available now, you can grab your kit while supplies last. They are going kind of fast. So if you do want a kit with this webcast, check that out today. It's on sale until the day of the webcast. You will get all the fabrics, the design collection, all the threads that you need, the stabilizer, all that good stuff to make your mug rug. And if you want to grab up the mug rug design, that collection comes with the In the Hoop mug rug. It also comes with individual designs. So let's say you want to put this cat on a pillow or something like that. You'll have that cat design isolated as a machine embroidery file, so you can use the cat for something else, etc. So at any rate, I'll be talking about this more a little bit as we get a little closer to the webcast, but I wanted to give you a heads up that this is open for registrations right now. So while you are in there signing up for the summer sewing session, go ahead and add the mug rug to your cart. You'll get a free embroidery design just for signing up. It's a little witch's hat from Sulky of America. And free embroidery design. What's wrong with that? So we can all start thinking about Halloween and all of those great travel destinations and have a great rest of our day and a great weekend. So thank you all for joining me today. If I didn't get to your question during today's So What, please reach out to us at info@sulky.com. As soon as I finish this live post, I will update the description of the post, and I'll include all those pattern links for you. If you're interested in grabbing any of these patterns from these great independent designers, you can do so through those links once I update the post. So if we have not gotten to your question, go to info@sulky.com. You can always ask us anything about Sulky products or techniques or projects that you're working on, and we will work through those issues and provide some solutions for you. So again, check out our new website at sulky.com. I hope you have a great experience while you're there. We're very, very proud of it, and kudos to everyone at Sulky who, man, it was blood, sweat, and tears. Let me tell you, getting that website ready for everybody, and just a lot of man hours, a lot of really great care was taken into bringing you the things that you've been asking for on that website. So I hope you enjoy your experience there at sulky.com. And I will see you all on Tuesday for another So What. So have a fantastic weekend, everybody. And I hope you sew something fantastic. And I hope that you dive into some garment sewing and join us on Tuesday or any day thereafter for the DIY Lounge Wrap Summer Sewing Session. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody, and I'll see you next time.